to the Necro Zoo. I am Bones, and in this one, we're going to take a look at another custom repaint of a McFarlane DC Multiverse figure. Now, I wasn't so sure I was going to actually do this one right away, but of course we will be taking a look at my repaint of the Gorilla Grodd figure. Now, I did make this figure using the gold version as it is more abundant. I have yet to come across the platinum silver edition. I have been keeping an eye online, but I still haven't pulled the trigger. Eventually I will pick one up, just that I don't know if I will see one in stores yet. If not, I'll eventually be picking one up online. But let's go ahead and take a look at this one. I kind of like freestyled it on this one. I didn't really have a plan as such, as I just went with whatever felt right. But let's take a look at them. Now, as I said before, I did start with the base of the gold Gorilla Grodd. A pretty nice figure. One of the first things I did was the eyes for me were a little bit close together, at least the iris parts. So I repainted it to where I spaced them out a little bit, where there was more of a gap in between the eyes, so they didn't look too close together. It's kind of hard to show you, but I did do it. If I look at the other gold version, the eyes still look the same. They're kind of like really close to being cross-eyed, but this one, the eyes look spaced out proportionately, and I even added a like red with a little black dot right in the middle of it for the iris. So pretty cool. Now, I did want to go with wherever there was like glyphs or markings on the armor, that was going to be my silver part. And where it was more like a solid piece of metal where they had bolts on it, that was going to be the gold part. So that's pretty much how I freestyled it. Now, I did paint also the teeth a little bit whiter, and I added some red to the gums just to liven it up a little bit, because it was really pink and I just wanted a little bit more red, deep red in there, so I went ahead and did that. Pretty sweet. Now, moving down to the arms, I did keep the same format of gold for the bottom armor and then silver with the upper plates, but I did want to do the skulls in bone and also the shoulder spikes in bone, kind of like he used humans that he had killed to armor himself up just for like intimidation factor. It came out pretty nice. I like it. It's different. Of course, he is going to go on my custom repaint shelf, so he'll be displayed on his own. Pretty cool little attentions to detail. Now, I did paint the torso silver. I took a lot of inspiration from some images online, some statues, some images from the Injustice 2 game. So there's like that little red dot in the middle of his abdomen, and I added that. You could still articulate the waist. I did seal all the paint afterwards. Getting down to his belt, now this was a little bit more of an intricate little paint job, where I added the green right in that gem in the middle of his belt, and then red tints on the sides, and there's like some little kind of like flash symbols, so I kind of like painted those red, and then you got some silver highlights. Really nice. I mean, it's cool for what it is. I like it. On the thighs, you got some silver plates on top of that gold bottom armor. Moving down to the legs, I did do silver on top of gold, but then I did do the spikes in like a bone color, just with a little bit of like darker paint to dirty it up. I did the claws on his feet in silver, but you could still see the gold underneath. Pretty sweet. On the arms, I did the same for the claws, and also I did go ahead and paint the straps. Now, I did paint the straps on the legs in like a brown kind of leather color, and then I added silver to buckles. I did the same on the arms. Came out pretty cool. Now the cape that I added here, it's not glued on, but it kind of does latch on to his like traps over his shoulder, so I could like latch it on. It like kind of fits right in there, but that way I can remove it if I so prefer to. Now this cape is from the Bizarro McFarlane figure, but since I am going to use a different cape on that custom, this cape was up for grabs, so I put him on this Grodd. Just gives him a little bit more royalty feel to him with that cape. Pretty cool. Now I did paint also the back plate silver, and then you got some details there on the back part of the belt. All in all, it was a really fun paint job. A little bit tedious, but I just kept working until I was done. And just for a display piece, he's pretty cool to go up there on the shelf. So not too shabby, just for, like I said, for like a freestyle job, or I didn't really have a plan. I just, painted it how I felt good about it. He looks pretty good. He looks pretty awesome. Let's go ahead and bring out the original gold, just so you could get a side comparison there. Really bland. I mean, all the armor is just one color, and even the straps and everything are just the gold color. Your standard McFarlane paint job, but of course you have mine. Really interesting paint job with a lot of cool little additions. Now I didn't want to go away without adding something, so I did pick out these two axes that I had left over. Now they are the exact same axes, the double-headed one. They have a blade on each end, and then the big blade on the front part. I did hit it with a little bit of higher silver just to give it some shine. I might paint the wraps red just so it'll match his cape and give a little bit of contrast, between the cape, the little markings on his belt, and then the leather wraps of these axes will, look pretty good. Give it some feng shui. But they do fit in his hands. All you have to do is put the first thinnest part of the axe in there, and then it like slips in. That way you don't have to like force it or anything. And surprisingly, like the thinnest part of the axe goes in there first, and it like pops right in. So that's pretty cool. Like I said before, pretty happy with him. He is going to go up there on the custom shelf. So another custom figure that I am done with. But he's going to look pretty cool with his axes displayed up there. Pretty awesome little repaint. Give you guys some ideas of what you might want to do for your own repaint. And like I said before, I will be looking for the Platinum Gorilla Grodd. Eventually add it to the McFarlane Multiverse collection. Pretty cool. You guys stay hunting out there. Keep collecting. Keep customizing. And I will see you on the next one.